Well, let's try it, shall we? You rattle the handle a bit, then push on the door with all your weight. It does not budge. Not only is it locked, it's also jammed shut. Huh. The door's shut tight. How can we get in there? We don't get in there. What do you mean? We get into like come on, we even got into the light bending guy's container, and you're saying we can't get in here? Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get through every single door. No, we've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Efrat knew that's part of our MO. But that's not who I am. Who we are. Yeah, I understand you. I like opening doors as much as the next guy, but this one is simply beyond repair, and we don't have the resources we need to open it. Relax. No one's hiding in there. We can't open it, others can't either. And thus they can't get in. He looks at the door with a rueful smile. Oh my god, we got a thought from this. At least you can think about opening it. About doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful will come up from this. Maybe if I think about the door, we can get into it? Half-Light, what is behind it? God damn it cannot be! A disgrace! That door on the coast, you remember the one, right? Yeah, it's right in front of me, maybe. The one that leads to the abandoned supply depot? Why, in the name of all that's holy, does it not open? Why? There has to be a way to get through that unopenable door. Either gods, you're the police, or the doors are supposed to open before you. What will the others at the precinct think if you can't open a goddamn door? Must be a way. Well, I'm gonna think about internalizing this thought, and if we don't, then I will see you guys back at the hotel, or at least back in downtown Revachol, because we got a lot to do. So, I went back into the big city, and the pawn shop is still
Greetings
open.
on this fine night. What brings you here?
I'm gonna spam this, and find out what the hell this Roy boy is like. Fucking first try, hell yeah. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard, he's probably on Pyrolidon. It's tough to come by on the street. What's Pyrolidon? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something. Like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket. Say, what's with the triangles on your vest? I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. He coughs as if to mark his words. Had to take Pyrolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it? He's taking it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days. Can you tell me more about the People's Pile? A bad idea. Some poor leftists built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too. The People's Pile was a Type U particle decay generator that failed immediately after entering service, releasing radioactive waste into the River Esperance. Well, what is that? A primitive nuclear reactor, also called a pile. Why is it called the People's Pile? Construction began during the Commune of Revachol. The people continued work on it after the Commune fell. They wanted a cheap source of energy for Revachol West. Needless to say, things didn't work out. Why did it fail? An emergency valve defect resulted in the steam pressure blowing the turbine, taking the fuel containment vessel up in the explosion. Both the faulty design and the lack of finances contributed to the catastrophe. Well, tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were a part of. He points to the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something. To help out. There wasn't much of the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. He looks at the spiraling light and stops. Must have been tough. Radioactive cleanup. He hesitates. There's a reason why everyone tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has ever tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment, and early deaths, cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming, even as we were cleaning up as best we could. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's. Everyone's? He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think's going to happen? How did you end up running a pawn shop? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died, left me the shack and assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me, don't go there, it's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far from Foulborg as I can. Still in the same city, but... He shrugs. Well, thank you for telling me. I like theory more than story. Outward movement, not vortices. Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man. What happens if I ask you about sharing it? Jesus, you're terrifying.
If I can help you with anything.
Care to share your pyrolodon with me? Have you tried it before? It's almost like he's worried for you. Lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care. He won't be your narc, but he won't be thrilled about this either. I don't want either of these. I want to refuse. I think I've tried it once and liked it. Here you go, man. He presents a large cap-shaped object on the palm of his hand. Very odd looking. Actually, I changed my mind. I don't need any pyrolodon. I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with? We don't need that shit. We don't even need to have asked for that shit. I wonder if I can get into the cursed commercial area. If not, there's a few other things we can do, like call up someone on Kim's Kanema. And I don't know, there's quite a lot we gotta do. There's a couple of things I need to do without Kim around as well, right? Like steal the boots off the corpse. That'll be fun. It'll be disgusting, but it'll be fun. Right, where the hell have we got to go first? I wonder which people are actually out. There's still gotta be a couple of people, right? Pull out the radio. Did you find out more about the owner of the armored boots? Not yet, but I was able to convince the database people to share their private sector information. They promised to get back to me by tomorrow morning. Did you have any other questions? I need to report. No, connect me to Jamrock Public Library. I'm afraid they're closed. It says here that the library is open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. We should try again during business hours. Oh yeah, it's 2 a.m. I need to Should I report the dead body? God, now I gotta watch the fucking animation again. Oh well, it sure is a wonderful animation. Oh, look at those fluid frames. Alright, radio, need to report a dead body. One moment, you can hear us shuffling through some papers. Can you please describe the body? Age, sex, and cause of death. An unidentified middle-aged man. Height 170 to 175. Dark hair, medium build. Looks like he slipped and fell through a hole in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. We suspect he might have been inebriated when he fell. There were bottles all around him and traces of vomit on his shirt. Any signs of violence? No, it seems like it was an accident. No field autopsy necessary, she repeats. What about his belongings? Did you examine his clothes? He was wearing boots, trousers, and an old leather jacket with bright blue lining. I found a library card from his pockets. Any information on the library card? It's some Central Jamrock Public Library. Belongs to someone called Billy Majon. Good, you have a lead. Do you and Lieutenant Kitsuragi want to take the case, or should I assign it to someone else? We're taking the case. I have assigned the case to Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi. Please follow up on this library lead to identify the man. We'll send someone to take the body to the morgue. That's all for now. Thank you for reporting it in. Is there anything else I can do for you? For now, I believe that's it. 57th, over and out. Her voice disappears into the void, and we are done. Wonderful. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure there's a way to get in. Why is this... What? Surely, have I ever been able to interact with this before? No. Why am I... Found sunken motor car. Oh, I see. You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the piles of mosaic. It's my fault. My fault. Holy fuck, I can't believe it. Okay. Why am I looking at this? Cop habit. You look at everything. This isn't case related. You think. What kind of vehicle drove through here? Hard to say. Reconstruct the movement. Tire tracks left here by an unknown event that took place some days ago. It's a message written in the language of burnt rubber. Turn, reverse, start, crash. Some of that rubber stuck to the tiles right in front of the whirling in rags. It's point A. Driver started here. Oh, I see. So, and then accelerated straight into the fence. Left a hole big enough for the Franconierian cavalry. According to the cafeteria manager. Oh, I see. According to the cafeteria manager. Why that pang of guilt again? What happened next? The driver proceeded to back out of the yard, barely stopping before hitting the adjacent building. Before heading south. Must have been in a hurry. This is where I started off with my motor carriage, before sinking it in the sea. No wonder the cafeteria manager seemed frustrated when he was giving us directions to the yard. Well... He gestures towards the gaping hole in the fence. You did provide us with a very convenient access point to the crime scene. I think I got it. Whoa! The game almost automatically took me inside of there? That's terrifying. Oh yeah, I can get in through here now, can't I? I'm a fucking genius. I completely forgot about that. Alright, so we can go and deal with that. I know I left the fucking thing inside the computer itself. So... what's all this again? I did unplug all this shite. I wonder if I need to plug it back in. Aha! The orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it is slowly melting. Pry bar not strong enough. Okay. Turn the ice cream crank. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying. Like you're stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You never became a poet or an entrepreneur. Fuck you. Okay, let's go ahead and take our tool out. Equip this to impress yourself. Fantastic. So I just carry out a sword. And this thing. Fuck me, it's huge. 17%. Oh my god, is that it? What if I also have my pry bar? Doesn't help. Well, we have I have to do this. Like, it's necessary. I'll see you guys once it's done. There you go. That actually took a while. Ice groans and howls under the strain of your giant Gvalsand multi-tool until the lid cracks open. Darkness lies inside, but you can faintly make out an object, intricate and foreign, left there for a sub-zero beauty sleep. A filament memory with the words "offside copy" written on the inside. Take it, obviously. You gently lift the cube from its frosty bedding, careful not to damage it. We should take it back to Miss Lucan and I didn't even know that name, as soon as possible. I'm not sure how well unused filaments tolerate room temperatures. Yeah, but aren't you curious to know what's on the precious filament? It's a radio computer upstairs. That was what I was thinking. Let's just hope it doesn't absolutely ruin anything, right? Oh, hello, little bear. Is it this way? I also might go revisit the dice maker lady, just because I can. Although I am pretty fucking doubtful that she's gonna be there at 2 a.m. Then again, she lives there, right? So, where else could she be? I mean, we've got the multi-tool. I don't really think we need the pry bar right now. Tools. Flashlight, flashlight. Always carry a flashlight. Never know when it will come in handy. Here we go. There's already one in here, right? The production schedule. So, press play. Old lady, blah, 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 blah. It's you. God, do you ever go to sleep? Try the password. Life after life, death. Good. I've unlocked the production schedule. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Really? She just used the same password. Lieutenant seems almost disappointed to discover that, as he murmurs, maybe those radio computer guys aren't that paranoid after all. Fortress accident, is there anything else I can do you for today? That's all for now. Thank you. Press print. With a quiet determination, the printer starts printing. Piece of paper unfolding like a handheld fan. A black crisscross of letters covers the surface. Read the printout. It's a project report written by the lead producer Andrew Andy Schott about Viral Untethered, a radio game developed by Studio Fortress Accident. The first few pages give an overview of the capital and workforce, while the rest of it seems to be a production schedule. Read about workforce. Who works here? How long? Fortress Accident employed 18 people. The bulk of the team composed of writers and concept artists. There are also radio programmers, sound engineers, a CEO, and 2 marketing experts. And a single overburdened producer who developed a habit of popping Pyrolidon in the basement to escape his obligations. Why did Fortress Accident have so many concept artists? Wait, why did a radio game need so many artists? It didn't. It didn't need so many concept artists? No, definitely not. A few more producers could have come in handy though, especially when dealing with writers, some of whom routinely skipped work because of mental health issues and extremely unprofessional sleep schedules. One of them even managed to steal some valuable company property before skipping town for good. Wow. Read about capital. I want to know about money. In this short time of existence, Fortress Accident SCA managed to burn through a truly insane amounts of money. The first tranche of seed financing brought in 150,000 real. Then came the delays. Eventually, the damage reached 400,000 real, with only half of the game finished. God, where did they get all this money? Just say it was a real adventure for their Iguanian investor. I don't know what any of that means, but sure. Skim through the production schedule, whatever it is. Production schedule depicts their glorious descent into bankruptcy. Yay! Because of the concept artists. No, not the concept artists. It wasn't even the writers. Their panic attacks and 3-hour lunches. It was impossible not to fail. The project was too large and no amount of money could satiate the ever-expanding ambitions of the development team. They tried to make a 4 million real game with 400,000 in their bank account. They thought they could bridge the gap with pure willpower and imagination. They couldn't. I could have bridged the gap. No, you couldn't have. Oh, how high did my volition need to be? Need to be absolutely maximum. Okay, what do you mean? I totally could have. Definitely not. Conceptualization, you're meant to be on my side. Not a chance. Even then, success remained within an ever-narrowing margin of possibility that, despite everything, never entirely disappeared. That is, until they discovered the Valley of Heads. The what? At the 11th hour, the lead designer, Ziemsk-born Sulislav Zavisa, decided that what Viral Untethered needed was a secret mystical location at the extreme edge of the map. This place was to be the Valley of Heads, where the heads of all the headless constructs could be found. The player would have been able to choose a head for their headless party member, and each head would have been voiced on air by a professional actor. Some insane shit. Who were these people? The world had never seen their kind before and might never again. How many heads were there? So many. At last count, there were approximately 10,000 heads for 10,000 headless men, all of which could be endlessly recombined. How many combinations could you make out of that? Do you really want to know? There seems to be a calculation here, but it might take a while. Yeah, how bad could it be? Oh my god, this is the most insane. Is that an accurate number? Oh my god! Keep going. I wonder if I said, uh-oh, it would have just kept going anyway. Is it genuinely infinite? Oh, Jesus Christ. There's no way they actually figured this out. This is the biggest number I've ever seen. Lieutenant taps his foot impatiently, his arms folded tight against his chest. Mainframe, please stop! Please! Think of the goddamn children! What have I done? It won't stop. I bet this would have taken up an entire day. So guys, wonderful weather we're having. Hope you're doing alright. How's the wife? How's the kids? Oh, there we go. Legendary failure. What if you broke the radio computer? What if it's never gonna stop? Just let the numbers wash over you. Okay, we've reached zeros. Zeros are a good sign. And that's it. You didn't even need that. Okay, so that's what did them in. Well, yeah, that and the catastrophic data loss. This must be the anomaly Suna mentioned in the church log. On the nature of the data loss, there's ominously little information in the production log. It comes at the very end, when things got fuzzy and dark, where tables and numbers seemed to vanish into an eerie nothingness before their Iguanian investor pulled the plug. What is clear is that one day an unidentified numeric anomaly occurred on the East Revacholian Lintel front, just as the Viral Untethered project was being computed that day. And the anomaly caused all the data to get lost in the air. When the project was returned, it was completely blank. The team spent weeks on the phone with Lintel, the service provider, but despite their diagnostics, they could never produce a satisfactory explanation or pay for the loss. What? They lost the whole game and wouldn't even pay for it? Always read the terms of service. No one ever actually does that. And let's face it, they didn't have any money left for a legal action. Wasn't there a copy of the game? A backup? Mysteriously enough, it seems that the off-site copy happened to be on-site when the catastrophic data loss occurred. It was the lead programmer's responsibility to oversee weekly maintenance of the off-site copy and, well, keep it off-site. An explanatory note from the lead programmer has been attached. What does it say? S. Lukanen Kilda, the lead programmer of Fortress Accident. The off-site copy was on-site because there was no off-site anymore. Not for me. Not after 8 months of crunch. I didn't have a home anymore, so I started keeping it in the basement. In the ice bear refrigerator near where I went to sleep. It was perfectly safe there. Temperature conditions were optimal. Seems like a reasonable explanation. That's not where our colleagues thought. Is there anything else in this lead programmer? Production schedule ends with a few random notes that seem to be added sometime later. Read the note to the end. 4 months later by an unknown author. I am the only one left and it's gotten rather damp here. A few other businesses have gone under too. Slipstream switched to making skis and the hairdressers just left, cursing Martinez. They're right though. Something's seriously wrong with this place. Martinez, all of it. Still, I haven't gotten an answer from Lintel about what happened. All I could get were the physical coordinates of an error on the Insulindian front that day. Since the computation happened on air, I reckoned it had to coincide with an actually existing location. I've compared the coordinates to a map of Revachol West. Turns out it's only 800 meters from here. The address is St. Bruno 1147. I'm gonna look this thing in the eye. Tear off the printout and throw it away. Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework in a soft glow. Fluorescent play and print keys shine on the keyboard. Remove the production schedule. Now I'm gonna save, because there's a chance you'll actually see this. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. Yeah. Her answer is short and sharp. No, that's not it. Ooh. Maybe it's the second part of the later mob use. I saw in the stained glass window. After death, life again. Good. I've unlocked the off-site copy. After ending the call, please print to access the filament. Ka-ching! Thank you, conceptualization. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? No, thank you very much, lady. Print. Sounds like something cracks before the piece of paper starts filling up with pure black ink. Paper is soaked with ink. It's monochrome. Darkness spanning from margin to margin. It's not possible to make out any information. What happened? It's just covered in ink. Odd. The lieutenant runs his hand over the ink-soaked paper, staining his fingertips. Something is obviously broken here. Examine the printout again. Hey! A single speck of white shines out from the shade. For some reason, the printer decided to spare this one tiny dot of paper. Marked by the devil itself! This must be the information Suna is looking for. She knows how to make sense of it. Tear off the printout. Remove the off-site copy. We gotta move. In fact, we gotta really hurry. Because they're not supposed to be stored in, like, this horrific heat, right? Luckily, it's nighttime. So I assume it's colder, but we gotta get it somewhere cool. I guess the mainframe cools it down itself? One thing I did want to try, actually, is I wanted to try and see if I can get back in the other way, because this is connected to the, to the bookstore, right? That's like, that's how we got in here the first time. I'm wondering if I can maybe access the bookstore from, well, you know, at night. See if I can see anything more about this curse. I mean, that probably isn't a thing. But, I mean, it clearly wasn't just what we thought it was before. There is clearly something going on here. Something strange. Something a little more supernatural than we expected. Considering whatever the hell, like the anomaly we found. I have more questions about this building. I have more questions about the intercom. It's a shame I can't talk to you anymore. I liked you. You were cool. You were never voiced for some reason, but I liked you. Hey, I'm lost. How the hell do we get back there? Maybe it's also locked. I don't know. Unless, hold on. Aha! Can go downwards from here. Here's the gym. I wonder if I can finally lift. Am I that cool? Am I a cool boy? Notice colors. We have an 8% chance of doing it. I'd love to do it, but we're just too pathetic right now. Oh, don't be locked, please. Store on the other side is closed for the night. Come back tomorrow. Can I not get in? Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh well, at least I got a singular XP out of it. I'll see you guys back at the church.